We're back with Christopher Cook of Alliance Insurance Services answering your insurance-related question. All right, this is, will an insurance company cover a fallen tree during a named storm? What does that have to do with anything?
The answer is yes. I assume that question is coming from the fact that some carriers are starting to exclude wind and hail coverage during a named storm, or they offer a larger deductible. So maybe your policy has $1,000 deductible on it normally, but a 1% deductible during a named storm. So some carriers are starting to treat named storms differently. And so I'm thinking that's what's generating that question.
Gotcha. Okay. And so you need to look on your policy to see if that's in the print somewhere.
And you'll see it on the declarations page that it has a different wind and hail deductible or a different named storm wind and hail deductible. And yeah, you need to be knowledgeable about that.
You need to actually look at all the pages when you get your insurance.
Yes.
Okay, this person says, my question is, can you tell me if there's an insurance provider that covers manufactured mobile homes such as flooding, fires, hurricanes, etc.?
Yes, a true mobile home policy is much like an automobile policy, and it covers flood, fire, lightning, hail damage, vandalism, etc. There are several companies in our state that write mobile home policies, Foremost, American Reliable, American Modern, Erie, just to name a few.
What does consent to rate mean, and why is there an added charge of $125 plus additional premiums?
Yeah, I'm gonna really oversimplify this because it gets complicated, folks. But talk to your insurance agent about it. The Department of Insurance in our state sets a standard rate based on the area of the state you live in, and some insurance carriers have found that that rate isn't enough for them to be able to afford to pay all the claims they have in an area, and so they charge more, and they issue a consent to rate statement to you as a customer to let you know that they are charging more than the standard. And mathematics is what tells them that they need to charge more. Claims history, actuarial data about future claims losses, inflation, cost to fix things, etc.
So while the Department of Insurance won't let them raise the rate to what they want, they just put an added fee instead to make up for it.
Essentially, yes. It's a little more complex than that, but yes.
Okay, and if you don't like it, I suppose you can try and shop around and see if somebody else will not put that added fee on there?
Exactly, and the vast majority of the carriers in our state, Alliance Insurance represents over 100 companies. The vast majority of companies in our state use consent to rate in order to get an adequate rate on policies.
Okay. This person says, my apartment has flooded now for a third time since I moved in. Renter's insurance covered nothing. How do I get our lease or get renter's insurance to help me move?
Yeah, I can't give you legal advice in regards to what your lease would do. Renter's insurance is not going to help you pay to move you. I will say that if you've had a true flood, a declared flood by a governmental entity, 3 times in your apartment, it's going to be super hard to get flood insurance, and that's just the realities of life.
Okay. Why do they always go up on your insurance when you make a claim?
Yeah, that's math, and I love math. I'm a math guy, and it strikes me as odd, but it's statistically proven to be true that folks with one claim in the last 5 years are more likely to have a claim than someone with no claims in the last 5 years. I grapple with statistics from time to time, but math just proves to be true. And unfortunately, folks with a claim are more likely to have another one, and so the rate is higher.
Gotcha. If your basement floods, will your insurance cover that?
Depends on what caused the flood. Tanya and I talked earlier about, was that water from inside the home? Did the sump pump fail? Did your washing machine in the basement overflow? Or was it a rain event and it was rising waters? And so it just depends. If it was a true flood, as caused by Mother Nature, then most likely not. But the other causes, yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to be talking about bundling things when we come back. We're going to be talking about filing for hail damage, and if my neighbor's tree falls on my fence, what do I do? We're going to answer those questions. We're going to get a quick check of the forecast.